Today is Tuesday, April the 27th. The year is 2021. You're riding with David Rowland, pastor of Salem Seminole Baptist Church in Donalsonville, Georgia. And this is journal entry number 15. So as I think about funerals and weddings, if I had to pick between a funeral and a wedding, just right off the top of my head, I would pick a funeral. And you may say, well, that sounds sort of dark. I'm not wishing death upon anyone. But I think the environment of a funeral fosters a greater reception or receiving of the gospel. I think the hearts are better prepared because of the pain they're feeling to receive good news, if that makes sense. So at a wedding, it's joyful, it's jovial, and people aren't necessarily needy. They're not in need of good news. I'm not saying that they wouldn't respond to the gospel if it was preached at a wedding, but I just think it's more thank you. I just think it's better received at a funeral because the pain is present and the heart is in need. And always remember that pain is given to us for a purpose. God gave us pain so that we would acknowledge our need for Him. When we break our arm hurts. It sends sensors or sets off sensors in our brains to let us know, hey, I'm hurt, I'm injured, you need to seek help. And in the same way, pain in our life does that. It points us towards the Father. So there's always a purpose in pain. Don't forget that. And so as I think about whether I would rather do, if I had to pick between a funeral and a wedding, that's why the funeral just provides a better soil for the gospel seed to take root and grow. Thank you. You too. Thing is that as I sit here and tell you that I would prefer to do a funeral, I'm on my way to plan a wedding. And well, not necessarily the whole wedding, but the order of ceremony, the verses that'll be used, vows and things like that. And so as I reflect on that, the thing that I love most about doing wedding ceremonies is first and foremost is that biblical marriage is a full display of the gospel. Biblical marriage is a demonstration of the way that Christ loves the church to the world. And so I love being a part of weddings. And I wish I could say that I've always been open to this idea, but I was really closed off early on in my ministry and my pastoral ministry. And I would only marry couples from my church. That was like my rule. And my heart has changed over the last couple of years simply because I see a need to minister to those couples. And I look at it in that regard. This is my opportunity to minister to these people one-on-one. And it's not necessarily about the ceremony so much anymore. That's like the cherry on top, is getting to share the gospel, because I do make that presentation. It's like, hey, I'm going to share the gospel at your wedding. And if you're not okay with that, then you probably don't want me officiating your wedding. But it allows me to minister to that couple and to share the gospel in those contexts and help them build their relationship with the Lord and help them build their relationships with one another. And so that's what I love about doing these wedding ceremonies. And again, it took a change in my heart to open me up to that, to do more than just the members of my church, and to be open to people outside of that. But I want to explain, just for a second, my line of thinking behind that is, because if I conduct that ceremony, I believe we're standing in the presence of God, and I'm ushering us as the leader of the ceremony into the presence of God. And so I just have a desire to be a part of that couple's journey. And if for some reason they began to hit hard times, I wanted to be close by to where I could do counseling and to help and to do whatever I could. But I've really just seen the need that, people are going to move, people are going to change over time, and to take the moments that you have to minister to those who reach out to you in that way. And maybe it's an open door for you to share the gospel. And even if we sit down for the first time, I share the gospel with them, and they don't really want that in their service, at least I've got to sit down and minister and pray with them at least once. And so that's my viewpoint on marriage and why I enjoy doing weddings. But if I had to pick I would definitely pick the funeral book, because I just think the hearts are ripe for God to come in and minister and do a work that only He can do in those moments of deep pain in our life. But that's going to do it today for journal entry number 15. I might come back and add some to it later on, but if not, this is what you got. This is what you get. Ooh. Until next time, stay faithful, my friends. Go away. Stop. Hey Siri, stop video. Oh, it doesn't work that way.
God, give me wisdom. God, give me boldness to share your love today to my coworker, to my neighbor, to the person I see at Walmart, right? Whatever it is, pray this Great Commission prayer that all the peoples will praise God throughout all the nations, and that we get some sort of part to play in this.
So I'm off work a little bit early, and I'm going through the Tuesday prayer time with Trey Van Camp, and he's just naming off random things, random places that you see people. And he says, for the person that you'll see at Walmart. Do y'all see where I'm at right now? Walmart.